why, Miss Karen? We have started reading Walt Disney's Gyro Gearloose, a comic book, something a little different, because I know we have a few, older kids that are out there probably listening, and, grown-ups like a good comic book every now and then, too. So this one is called Uncle Scrooge and Gyro Gearloose, Cave of the Winds. So high in the Alorian Mountains, where the winds play strange tunes among the crags, Gyro meets his naughtiest problem while doing a job for trillionaire Scrooge McDuck. I see something, like a shifting cloud up there in the sky, Mr. McDuck. It can't be what we're looking for, Gyro. It must be only a flight of hawks from the Black Forest Duckburg. It isn't hawks, Mr. McDuck. It's the bad news itself. How does Gyro happen to be in this awesome place? It is necessary to flash back to a recent day in Duckburg. Inventions, inventions! Who wants a nice fresh invention today? Brr! There are some tough-looking characters hanging around here, this district lately. And that's odd, because this is the respectable business and banking section of the city. This is the building. Right here is the fabulous money bin of Tycoon Scrooge McDuck. What's the deal? Where am I going? Greetings, Gyro. I've been watching for you all morning. To Tycoon Scrooge McDuck. I need your help, Gyro. I'm boxed in here, and I need a tricky way to get my money out to a safe place. I thought this bin was the safe place. There is. It was, but when I look at the ring of Beagle Boys around the place, I'm afraid it's about to be cracked. There must be a simpler way to foil those burglars than by moving all your hoard of money. I've written the problem on a piece of paper, which I drop into this water, in which I've boiled an encyclopedia. Now I pour in some alphabet soup, and presto! Out comes the answer onto a blotter. It says, trade the money without moving it for Duckburg savings bonds. Of course, the Duckburg army would then move the money if it had to be moved. Duckburg would have to worry about the Beagle Boys, not you. And I'd still have my fortune hidden away somewhere else in savings bonds. The idea is worth a fat fee, Gyro. Make out a bill while I phone the Duckburg Treasury. 5 minutes time? Half ounce of alphabet. Hello, Secretary of the Treasury? I want to make a deal. For services rendered, $1. The deal is made. I pick up my bonds at the City Hall as soon as the treasurer has come here and counted my money. Fine, my bill is there on the desk, Mr. McDuck. Yow! You sure know how to charge, Gyro. For services rendered. $100,000? Well, I guess the job was worth it. At that. Golly! Inflation must be here for sure. Imagine that much money amounting to only $1. What have you got in the bag there, bub? Grapefruit juice! I guess that'll teach those Beagle Boys not to stop everybody they see. Days pass. Inventions! Inventions! Who wants a brand new invention today? Gyro! Gyro! I need your help again. It's about those savings bonds. I hid them in a cave in the Alorian Mountains, and now they're gone. Yoicks! Finding lost bonds is hardly an inventor line. You can try. I'll help you load any tools you'll need. Soon. We're off. Say, Mr. McDuck, those Alorian Mountains hide some mighty weird mysteries, I've heard. Yes, Gyro, and now they're hiding my savings bonds. Brr, the crags and chasms. They say the music of giant harps comes from those peaks during wild storms. I wouldn't doubt it, Gyro. Well, here's the cave where I hid the bonds. Clever. No way to get into it except by helicopter. I stuffed the bonds into those blind niches where nobody would have any reason to look. My super spectacles tell me that nobody has looked. Take this light, Mr. McDuck, and we'll see if I can spot any clues along these scoured walls. What do you mean, scoured Gyro? Well, something has worn these rocks into a glassy polish. I wonder what? Rumble, rumble, rumble. Hey, it's suddenly storming outside. That means the giant harps will be playing in the peaks above. I wish we could hear the concert. I say, Mr. McDuck, hey, where are you? Oh, where did Mr. McDuck go? He must have gone around that distant bend. But why? I get it now. This cave is a giant wind tunnel. This is what became of your bonds, Mr. Duck. They blew away. What did you say, Gyro? I say your bonds just blew out of the cave. I can't hear a word you say. These confounded Alorian harps are making too much noise. When the storm ends, well, we know what makes the music. It's the wind howling through the cave, the cracks of the cave. My bonds, my entire fortune. I hid my wealth in a cave of winds. If the bonds are scattered in the black forest of Duckburg, I'll never find half of them. Wait, I see something like a strange cloud up there in the sky, Mr. McDuck. It is! It's the missing bonds, whirling endlessly in a great vortex of air above the windy peaks. I'll have to invent some remarkable way to get them down. Here's the helicopter. It blew through the cave too. Well, we'll repair it and fly back to my invention shop. At that moment in Duckburg, doggone our luck! Now that Duckburg owns old Scrooge's money bin, the mayor sends the army to run us out of town. Scam you, Beagle Boys! Well, there are other cities and other rich pickings on the other side of the border. Pooey on Duckburg! Hey, what's that odd cloud swirling above the Alorian mountains? It's Duckburg savings bonds. Thousands of dollars of saving bonds. When I get to my shop, I'll invent a way to sweep those bonds out of the sky with nets, with planes and a net. Look, as if somebody's already thought of that, Gyro. The Beagle Boys are preparing to sweep up the bonds with their drag chute. Helper, do what you can to delay those rustlers. Mr. McDuck and I must take off. There's only one way to save your fortune now, Mr. McDuck. What's that, Gyro? We must reverse the harps. Oh boy, this is like netting fish in a barrel. Hey, what's the idea of changing course? I didn't change course. Some kind of ray bugged all the controls. Help me snub this whirlybird in the cave mouth, Mr. McDuck. Soon. Hurry, Gyro, hurry, hurry! I'm prepping up the rotors to 1,000 times its former power. The Beagle Boys swoop back again and again. I think we'll net the bonds this time, mates. That ray seems to be weakening. Touché. Contact! We're rolling! Help! Someone's yanked the whole sky from under us! And so, the bonds have come home to Papa, Gyro. I can't hear you, Mr. McDuck. Those Beagle Boys are howling too loudly up there on the crags. I think their screeches are beautiful, Gyro. Prettier than any music from the Alaran harps ever played.